If you ever hear hooves on a road where no horse should be, do not open your door. Do not look outside. And whatever you do, do not speak. Because in Ireland, there is a legend that says when the Dullahan stops riding, someone nearby is about to die, and tonight, he may be riding closer than you think. Ireland's countryside is quiet, stone roads, rolling fields, ancient paths older than memory. And along those roads rides something that is not alive, the Dullahan, a headless horseman. Not a myth, not a metaphor, but death itself given form. They say when he rides, no law can stop him, no wall can block him, and no prayer can change his path. His purpose is singular and absolute. He is a courier of souls, an omen made flesh, and his arrival is the final punctuation mark at the end of a life. His journey is not one of vengeance or malice. It's one of grim necessity, a cosmic duty that has been performed since time immemorial, long before the first stones of the ancient dolmens were set. The Dullahan is not a ghost. He is a fairy of death older than Christianity, older than churches. He is part of the Unsuli court, the dark side of the Fae, a being tied to the very soil of the land. He rides a jet black horse, a monstrous steed whose eyes glow with embers pulled from a funeral pyre, and its hooves strike sparks from the stone roads. In one hand, the Dullahan holds the reins. Tucked under his other arm, he carries his own severed head. It is not a noble or heroic sight. The flesh is the color of old cheese, pale and rotting, yet somehow horribly alive. Its eyes are small, black, and they dart constantly, taking in everything, missing nothing. And its mouth is stretched into a grin so wide it nearly splits the face in two. From this disembodied head, he can see for miles, even on the darkest, most moonless nights. He uses a human spine as a whip, the crack of it echoing through the silent valleys. And when he stops, and when he calls a name, that person dies, immediately, no negotiation, no escape. Those who have seen him and lived to tell the tale describe the same chilling sequence of events. First, an unnatural stillness falls over the land, the wind dies. The crickets go silent. All of nature holds its breath, as if sensing the approach of something profoundly wrong. Then comes the sound. The slow, heavy, rhythmic beat of hooves on the road. It's a sound that doesn't belong, a sound that makes the hair on your arm stand up. There are no lanterns to light his way. Instead, his own severed head gives off a faint, sickly, phosphorescent glow, illuminating the path ahead in a pale, dead light. He rides without haste, for he knows his destination. And when he stops riding, when those dreadful hooves fall silent, a door opens somewhere nearby, even one that was locked and barred. A moment later, a soul departs its body, and someone inside collapses, dead. An old man from County Cork once told the story just a few years before he passed. He said that one night, walking home from the pub along a deserted country lane, he heard the unmistakable sound of a horse trotting up behind him. Being a polite man, he stepped to the side of the road to let it pass, but nothing went by. The sound of hooves stopped right beside him. A cold dread filled him, and then he smelled it, the foul stench of decay, of a grave disturbed. He forced himself to turn, and he saw it. A rider, cloaked in black, sitting atop a massive horse. But where the rider's head should have been, there was only the stump of a neck. The figure was holding its own face up high, the ghastly head scanning the darkness. The head spoke. Its voice wasn't a shout, not a roar of anger. It was a simple, flat statement. It just said a name. The next morning, the old man's neighbor, the man whose name was spoken, was found dead in his bed. The doctor could find no cause, no illness, no injury. He was just gone. Folklore insists that the Dullahan, for all his power, must follow certain ancient rules. He appears primarily on ancient roads and pathways, the old arteries of the land. Once he begins his ride, he cannot be stopped or diverted from his chosen course. But he has one known weakness. He despises gold. Even a single gold coin thrown in his path can supposedly make him vanish, forced to retreat until another night. This is his only known vulnerability. But there is a grave danger in even seeing him. If you watch him on his journey, if your curiosity gets the better of you, he may take your eyes. Yes, they say the Dullahan punishes those who spy on the affairs of death. Some who dared to peek through their curtains were found with their eyes blasted from their sockets. Others were simply never found at all, spirited away by the Dark Rider. Even in our modern age, this fear persists. It's not just a story told around a fire. Farmers in rural counties report finding unexplainable hoof prints appearing overnight in their fields, leading from nowhere to nowhere. Lorry drivers and late-night commuters speak of a dark shape on the road, a headless rider that vanishes as quickly as it appears. In the quiet corners of Ireland, people still avoid traveling alone at night, not because of crime or drunk drivers, but because they believe death still rides the old roads, and it still knows every name. The legend remains a potent force, a reminder that some ancient things do not fade with time. Here's the part no one likes to talk about, the part that brings the story out of the past and into your room right now. Some believe that if you hear the Dullahan story at night, if you let your mind wander and imagine his ride too clearly, you might just attract his attention, because a being like the Dullahan, an entity of pure death, does not need an invitation. It only needs awareness, your awareness. Your fear is like a beacon in the night, so if tonight you hear hooves slow to a stop outside your home, and the world suddenly completely goes quiet, pray he doesn't stop for you, because when the Dullahan stops riding, someone dies. Legends are not stories, they are warnings. They survive because someone somewhere didn't listen. You've been watching dark horror and legends, where ancient fears still walk and death still remembers the roads. If this story followed you into the silence, leave a like. If you don't want to face the dark alone, subscribe. And remember, when the hooves go silent, it's already too late. Good night.